Good morning. Maybe a good time to take a look at um, the individual, the mentally constructed form having an attempt to explain how it sees the whole of existence, the whole of truth, and to define it in a very simple way. And for my own thoroughly and deeply inspiring and wow, authentic revelation, it appears like this. You see, life is all. You can use the word consciousness. Consciousness is the only thing. Consciousness is all that exists. So life is, I'm going to use the word life because it's much more easy. It's much more recognizable and it's much more easier for people to digest rather than thinking about consciousness being separate from life. So life is all. You see, and life is appearing here as life. And life has no need, no desire, no want, no superficial ways of seeing itself. Doesn't want to see itself. Doesn't want to know anything about itself because it only knows what it is, life. You see? What's the problem with that, you see? The problem is the thinking mind saying it wants to define life. It wants to discover life. It wants to know about life. It wants to experience life. It wants to share its findings of life. It wants to be thought about as life. Now, whatever you, if you think you're a form, a human, a body, a flesh, that's a defined way of words, language to try and, give some sort of structure to what this is. But it's no different from the life of the tree. It appears to be what we call different textures, different qualities, different materials, different connections and disconnections, but it's still life, you see. So life is not making a stance about being a tree. The tree is not in amongst all the other trees saying, I am a tree. It simply is. You see, when the flowers all bloom, when they all flower, you can walk past a field of flowers and you don't see one flower saying, look at me, I'm a flower. I'm a much prettier flower than that flower. I'm a much taller flower than that flower. It doesn't make a statement out of what it is. It just is experiencing through its own livingness what it's feeling of being alive. The human form is no different from the flower. It comes, it goes. In our time-based world, which another creation from humanity is, we are living longer than the flower, you see. But it's not true because the flower can reappear for years and years and years and centuries. I think perennial or whatever it is. You see, life is just I think I heard the comment once, life is a fleeting moment. But the fleetingness does not end, you see. Life is not here to make a drama out of itself. It's not here to investigate itself. It's not here to methodically plan about how much I can see about myself, whether I'm seeing myself as the whole universe or the whole galaxy. I don't have a preferred visual object to focus on. Life is just life passing. See, when we mind divides it up into my life, what about my life? My life, I like my life to be very dramatic, stable. I like my life to be very happy and content. I like my life to be full of riches, I like my life to discover planets. I like my life to do so many things for me. I like my life to produce this, to pacify my status. I like my life is different from your life, and your life is different from their life, and life suddenly becomes a whole lot of complex replications of what it truly is. Now, this can only be known by removing the divisionistic aspects of the drama and the discoveries and the needs and the wants and the desires and the I prefer this, the preferences, this. So these are all thoughts. They're all man-made thoughts. Man seems to have a need to have a particular quality of life, a particular type of life. It suddenly has appeared not just as being happy as life. It wants something out of life. Because it feels death, you see, and death is an aspect of life. There is no beginning and end to life. Actually, life is not moving. It's not still. It simply is. You see, your thoughtful mind will not get that. The thoughtful mind will say, is what? Mind wants a definition. You're asked to define yourself in school when you start school. What is your name, son? Where do you come from? How many brothers and sisters do you have? So you have to define, right? Focus onto the words, into the language that life has given me. You see? Life has given me this. But life is not here to give and take. It is only here to be. Life is so simple that many human beings, finding the simplicity of life, discovering the simplicity of life, have taken their own life. It means I'm not worthy of being here. I'm of no value. Well, the idea of being no value, not worthy, is a simply thought that appears to have been born from some sort of dysfunctional quality of life. That what gives birth to thoughts really is the problem of the life that it serves. But that what serves life is life. And life is not a serving, it is a being. It is simply turning up. Something gave life to this. Yeah? This is not everlasting life. But where can it go? Where can the one that has been given life to this go? Because the one that has given life to this is life. So life cannot go. The idea of birth and death are aspects of life. Like the flower through nature. At autumn it starts dispersing, it starts withering. It goes back into the earth and it waits for its next calling. If it doesn't turn up, if the man with the digger digs it up, it doesn't turn up, it'll be scattered somewhere else. And it won't say, well, how dare he do that to me. It doesn't know it's what it is. When it's true when we say, I am, means I exist. Do you have to think about it? Do you get up in the morning and say, oh, thankfully I'm existing? No, you don't think about life ending. You'll never experience life ending. You'll experience a transition from one quality of life to another quality of life. You see, the fear of dying is created by the problem of thinking. You see, thinking means I can put qualities and measurements and valuations and analysis, and I can make up words, and I can do this, and I can create that, and I can multiply, I can divide, I can subtract, I can add, I can make better, I can ruin, I can create, I can build, I can destroy. And all of these things are focusing on death, because I have created time. And to do all these things, I only have a short period of time before I die, you see. You only discover this when you go beyond I am. The consciousness that gives life to itself, to know it wakes itself up. Consciousness wakes itself up using a body, using a flower, using a cloud, using a blade of grass. And the minute it gives permission to itself to live, it says, I live. It becomes the secondary thing, but it is never separate. It's never untied from the umbilical cord of what it is. The grass is a blade of grass in our human mind. It is alive, it is moving, it holds water, it holds all the nutrients. It is not appearing as invisible or not there or withering at this point. And it is alive. It doesn't know. It doesn't know it's alive, but it knows. It doesn't know it's a blade of grass, but it knows it's alive. The problem is we think we're a human. We want to know what we are apart from life. The body, the name, the form, whatever we want to call it, whatever word we want to give anything in this universe, is still born from life. The name of the world comes second. So when you're living in the drama of life, you're living in the drama. You're not respecting life. Life, the movie I watched is so dramatic. So I'm living the movie and the drama. I'm not living life. Life is not really focusing on the movie and the drama. Life is focusing on being alive. Simply, every moment of every day, another, every breath, alive, alive, alive. And the mind says, oh, you can't maintain that, you see. Because the mind, if it's really listened to, not what the words and the verbal say, you can't maintain that. You can't do this. You can do that. You are not able to do this. You can, if you want to, and try and make effort, do that. But the mind, when it's truly listened to, in its pure silent state, takes itself back, winds itself back in to the life that it is. And mind itself can then say, yeah, I exist. I'm alive. Nothing else more important. The drama is just a drama. Let it go. The discovery of the universe and the planets is just another way of filling in the time before I dies, you see. There's only one thing that dies, and that's the ego. What is the ego, you see? Discover the ego. If you want to be alive and be a person in a body and use this body in a very true and genuine way, and a really worthwhile way, discover what ego is. See it. Look it in the face. Look your ego in the face and say, what the hell are you doing? Why are you distracting me from simply being what I am? And the mind will receive no answer, but it will receive the most highest blessing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for paying attention. Thank you for paying attention to true life, to original life. And that's what they call awakening, enlightenment. And the mind never steps back into the divisionistic world. It doesn't step back into the preferential world, the dramatic world, the interesting world, the non-interesting world. It's just truly present as it is. The flower is present. The blade of grass is present. The wind blows it. The weather wets it. The rain wets it. The sun dries it up. The seasons wither it. And it appears again. You're going to appear again, but with a different ego. You look in the mirror and you say, I seem to know that face. Yeah, but it's the new me. You'll have synchronicities and regressions and all that stuff, but it won't make sense because the ego from the previous has been taken away. Because life, like any other organic consciousness, being, existing, whatever it is, picks up thorns every now and then. Yeah? You can't walk through the wild roses without getting a thorn on your arm or your head or your whatever. That's the ego. You cast it aside. Life casts its egoistic side to the side. Unfortunately, someone else picks it up. The thorny life, the dramatic life. Oh, I so like this dramatic life. What am I going to do at the weekend? What am I going to do? I think I'm going to do every Monroe. I'm going to climb every Monroe. That's thoughts. The body may be climbing the Monroes. It may not be dramatic, it may not be excited, but it's appearing. It's appearing and disappearing, whether it's appearing and disappearing in what we call the geographical place of the earth or not, it matters not. You're always present. And when the thoughts try and disguise the presence through joy, through happiness, through prescribed ways of how we have to live life, we think we're life. And the thought of thinking is life is life saying, okay, right, really think about it. Really think about life. And the mind scurries away. Oh, it's too much. You know, I have things to do. I have places to go. I've got my religious place to. I've got so many prayers to say. I've got so many people to help and whatever. No, I can't really look at my life. I didn't say look at my life, says life. My, who is my? Look at life. Look at life within. See if it's different. Yeah. Spend a moment. You know when you're not ready for the true discovery is when you're sitting on the toilet, you have to pee, and you've got something to do very urgently, and you're saying, hurry up, pee, come on, hurry up, please, hurry up, I have things to do. No. You don't even shake, says the boys. The girls don't even wipe. It's pants up and go. Yeah. I'm not ready. I'm not truly ready to understand that life is so simple. It is profoundly silent and beautiful. It's not prescribed. It's not a drama. It's not a discovery. It's not a particular way, it's not a particular religion. When you discover what you are, true life, genuine, original life, always here, you don't ridicule religion, you don't ridicule science, you become a teacher to say that everything, every aspect of life, regardless of how the mind sees it, like how the mind, deciphers it, what its conditioned, programmed way of understanding the particular aspects of that experience and that experience, it's not necessary. You understand that this body now, in a human way, is 66 years old. But it's never aged. Life has never aged. You see? It's very difficult to understand because the body will fade. Like the flower. It will fade. It will wither. It will go into the earth, or it will go into the flames, the 5 etherical whatever ways, water, fire, steel, air, and it will return. But you don't see it as if I'm a 66-year-old man. My name is Graham. I live in Scotland. I work in nursing. I have a wife and 3 children and 5 grand. Yeah, these are great. These are wonderful. And you value them the same as you value religion, you value spirituality, you value science, you value atheism, you value Judaism, you value Muslim, you value Buddhism. They're all the same. They're all secondary aspects of true life, true consciousness. And you can make the mistake of saying it's God. It is, but God then certainly sends signals to the mind of ego, and my ego says, oh yes, I'll tell you what God is. I can tell you what every God is. I can tell you what the Buddhist God is. I can tell you what the Muslim God is, the Hindu God is. I can tell you what the Judo God is. I can tell you all the names of the gods. Yeah, what do you want to know about God? I've got everything in the book about God. What is speaking? What is speaking that life? What is speaking? What is living? What is dramatizing? What is knowing? What is thinking? What is being? What is measuring? What is valuing? What is analyzing? Life. You say, what is consciousness? Life. Omnipotent, omnipresent, undiminishing, untarnished, pure, always, truly is. And you see, you're sitting there now, if you've reached this far, and saying, well, I always knew that, but I have to go and live it. Who has to go and live life? Who is this I that has to go and live life? I have to make effort. I have to be good. I have to be observant. I have to be on time. I have to be a good father. Who's talking? What is talking? This mind has to be the talker. But what is it talking on the basis of? What is it representing? What is mind and body representing? What is mind and body representing? What will mind and body always represent? No end. Whether it's on this planet, another planet, whatever. It's representing life. Life cannot be dissected. Life cannot be killed off. Life cannot be moved. Life is neither silent nor moving. Life is neither emotional, but it is. I mean, imagine being a baby again. But you don't have the mindset when you're the baby. Imagine opening your eyes for the first time and seeing this. How emotional. That's all it needs to know. That's all you need to know. Open your eyes every morning and say, wow, look at this. It's so touching. Everything is touching. Life is touching itself in a pure way, in an original way, a genuine way, and a true way. I'm not telling you to dismiss your life as you, the person, living the dramatic life, living the boring life, living the working life, living the giving life, living the taking life, living the thieving life, living the, murdering life. I'm not telling you what to do with your life, your secondary life. But have you taken one moment of your time to recognize what you truly are, without the uniform, without the disguise, without the veil, without the masking, without the mind that thinks, that it knows what it sees, touches, smells, hears and tastes. Life is tasting life. Life is listening to itself. It's not here to say it's listening to itself as this, for this reason. These are problematic thoughts that serve no purpose. But life is not really caring. You're not really caring. You're not really caring if you find your true original state of true livingness. I'll get it in the next life. Or the life after that. Or the life after that. Right now, I'm going to cause so much drama. I'm going to be the most successful. I'm going to be just a normal guy. Oh, who is this normal guy? It's not really entertaining, because if life is an entertainment, who's living the entertainment? What is the entertainment? Where does the entertainment arise from? Who needs it? What wants to know about it? What wants to maintain it and keep it alive? Life trying to keep itself alive? Foolish. Life trying to keep this form alive? Yeah. Elongate it. Give yourself more time. Eat well. Live well. But find out who the liver is. Find out who the eater is beyond the body. Find that what gave life to itself, not God. You see? You can call it God, you can call it consciousness, you can call it life. But you're not separate. You are it. Absolutely 100%, whatever it is, that is the whole encompassing existing story. Story or storyless. You're that. Simply that.